Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today, what I have for you guys is a brand new GTA 5 Online video, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the biggest and most major changes that Rockstar has brought to GTA Online with this week's weekly update. We have a lot of stuff to go over, lots of different money bonuses, nothing like absolutely incredible where you're going to be stacking money hand over fist, but just some solid legal ways to make money we'll be breaking down. You just have a bunch of options. Whether the options are actually worth it for you is a totally different question, and only you can answer that. But we're also going to be talking about some great vehicle discounts, huge property discounts, plus, like this vehicle you're seeing on screen right now, some limited time rare and removed vehicles. Finally, Rockstar has brought a bunch of them back for purchase to in-game vendors, so we'll be talking about this one, plus many more, reviewing their prices, customization, performance, whether they're worth owning or not. So welcome back to the channel, and let's get started. We're here inside my car wash because we need to talk about the money bonuses for this week. None of the money laundering missions are on bonus money, but we do have double money on the hands-on car wash passive income, which of course is the money that goes into your wall safe. I'm not accumulating anything right now because I have maxed out heat and I need to reset this. But say if you own every single business in the game, you could see here I own 4 large warehouses, so I'm not taking advantage of the small or medium, but still with every other business owned here on this list, we just go all the way down, and I actually need to reduce the heat on all of these. But either way, I'm getting $28,000 a day from this wall safe, which means during this double money event period, once I remove the heat, of course, and I can start generating money with the wall safe again, that will be $56,000 every single day. Now, the cap of this wall safe is still only 100 grand, so you're going to need to make frequent trips. You're going to need to come here every single day in game day to grab this money. Otherwise, you're going to be sacrificing essentially, $12,000 or whatever that you should be getting, but obviously you're not because the cap's only 100K. So once you get that second 56K, you're losing out on a little bit of money at the end because you already have 56K sitting in there. But in addition to that, we also have double money on the taxi work in this game for this week and all the other legal ways to make money, which we're going to be talking about. And I'm going to be going into detail, of course, tomorrow with a dedicated money guide. But the safeguard deliveries with the Bobcat security van or the group sex van, those are double money and double RP. The quickie farm deliveries with the Sentinel GTS, that's double money and double RP. If you want to do pizza deliveries, those are double money and double RP. And then we have a continuation of featured series and Cayo Perico Motor Wars being double money and double RP. And Cayo Perico Motor Wars actually 4 times for GTA Plus members. Really nothing in the way of super meta ways to make money, but it is still pretty decent. You have a lot of options for legal ways to make money. And if you want to make even more, the weekly challenge for this week is just completing 5 quickie farm deliveries. If you do that, you will make $100,000 as a bonus as well. When it comes to our property and vehicle discounts, first, let's talk about the property ones we have on hand. The Garment Factory is 30% off for this week, and you can't see the price or the renovations because there are no options and I already own it, but this is definitely a great business to be running with those FIB priority files or just the normal FIB files each week. This is easily a $450,000 an hour business, and it just fits in so well with your auto shop contracts or your salvage yard robberies, agency, Kaya, whatever else you want to be doing, the salvage yard like I was talking about, or even the new car wash content. This is definitely something you got to pick up. In terms of other businesses, if I was over at my CEO office, we could check out the computer. All special cargo warehouses, so all the large ones on this side of the map or the other one up here, the other one here, those are all going to be 30% off, plus all small and medium ones. Every single small, medium, and large special cargo warehouse is 30% off this week, plus the acid lab. Of course, if you guys want to use that, you can make $351,000 every 3 hours, and that's just kind of like the default. As long as you name your acid product and you sell an invite only lobby, you can get an extra 50% if you sell in a public lobby for that high demand bonus, and it's just huge. The acid lab is a great solo friendly business. But now let's talk about some vehicle discounts. So we'll start off on Legendary Motorsport. The Anis Urus X32 is discounted this week. These are all going to be 40% off, by the way. So this is $899,400 as a purchase price. Next up, the normal Anis Urus for 40% off for $810,000. The Ocelot Swingers 40% off. You can get this for $545,400. The Vapid Rattel is featured here on Southern San Andreas Super Autos for 40% off for $842,850. The Volcar Warner HKR 40% off or $567,000. The BF Surfer Custom you can get here for $265,500 this week. And then if we head on over to Warstock, you can get the Brigade 6x6 here. This is discounted for 40% off, or I guess 30% because it's the Acid Lab. So if you wanted to buy it, you can get it. you can just get the actual Brigade 6x6 for $1,015,000, but it's also just worth actually going and doing the first dose missions and getting the Brigade 6x6 for free by going through that storyline and then just paying for the Acid Lab upgrade from there. But either way, it is what it is. We also have the HVY Barrage on sale, 40% off, 1.272 million or $957,000 with the trade price. This is actually pretty worth it this week. This is a nice armored vehicle in the game for sure. And then on Elitist Travel, the Buckingham Volatus is also 40% off. You can get this for $1.377 million. We also have some other discounted vehicles this week, like the Overflod Entity XF, the Invitero Coquette Blackfin, the Bravado Verlier, as well as two others, the Canis Seminole Frontier and the Vapid FMJ, which is the one you guys saw me driving at the beginning of today's video. But you cannot get those on in-game websites. They're rare and removed, and they're back in the game for a limited time this week. You need to go to a specific in-game vendor, and I will be showing you guys that very shortly. At the Diamond Casino and Resort, your Lucky Wheel podium vehicle for this week is the Vapid Winky, which you can see right here. Now, this was just previously available during a different GTA Online weekly update. It was the last one that just passed. You can get it for 40% off, but now you can get it for absolutely free because it is the podium vehicle. Let's go. Let's spin this Lucky Wheel. Let's see what we got. We're gonna spin right past it, but we are gonna get $50,000. We missed it by one. Honestly, I'll take the 50K. I don't really want another one of those. At the LS Car Meet for this week here in GTA Online, your prize ride is the Vapid Illusion. And in order to unlock this vehicle, all you need to do to unlock it is the prize ride challenge, which is just placing top 2 in LS Car Meet series races for 3 consecutive days in a row. Now, this is a pretty solid vehicle here. It's Imani Tech capable, which is pretty nice, which means you can throw a missile lock-on jammer on there, and that is definitely something that you want to do if you're going to be driving this car around. You can also add some extra armor plating as an upgrade. That's going to increase your explosive resistance. You can add on that remote control unit, so if you want to do that, obviously that interchanges with the missile lock-on jammer, so it's one or the other right there. And normally for a price of $1,835,000, it may be a little bit steep for this vehicle because the performance isn't like anything to write home about. But if you get it for absolutely free this week, it's definitely something you should consider doing here. Here at the test drive section of the LS Car Meet, we have 3 rare and removed vehicles featured back for limited time. Let's start off with the most exciting one, the most highly sought after, the Grotti Carbon Azer. You get really nice balanced performance with this. Good acceleration, great top speed. It's super easy to control. There's not much understeer, there's not much oversteer. It's not top of its class for the sports class, it's just middle of the road, but it's perfect for new players because it's a super reliable car. And even for like older players alike, I mean, $195,000, you might as well buy a second for yourself, right? Next, we'll talk about the Hijack Rust in here. This is inspired by the Vol 05, and you get really quick acceleration, and just looking at it, you know it's very agile in the corners. But still, just because it's lightweight and agile, that doesn't mean it's very, very bad. It's actually surprisingly resilient to crashing, and that's what I meant, right? Like, you'd think this thing would crumple up like a piece of tinfoil, but guess what? It doesn't. But the huge downside, the open top design, you're just going to be extremely vulnerable to gunfire. If you want to purchase it, $430,000 this week. Again, this is a limited time vehicle. Next up, the Anus Super Diamond. This is based on the Rolls-Royce Phantom, and with this, you're just going to get average speed. I'd say modest acceleration. It's not bad, but it's not great. It's very, very heavy. Look at the wheelbase. It's super, super long. So overall, I would consider this a very sluggish vehicle. You get a lot of understeer, and I would also say that even if you decide to crash with this car, you end up crashing, you can carry a little bit of that momentum, but with a lot of other SUVs, you'd be better off like crashing at high speed and still carrying on, maintaining most of the speed you had. If you do want to pick it up, it is going to cost you $250,000 this week. Here at Simeon's Premium Deluxe Motorsport car dealership and in-game vendor, we have some excellent choices on vehicles I definitely recommend you pick up this week. So beginning from today's video, you guys saw in the intro, this vehicle, it's the Vapid FMJ. It's based on the 2017 Ford GT, and that's more prominent or most prominent with the rear, but as you can see, the front doesn't really look like it. This is actually based off the Aston Martin Vulcan on the front, but either way, overall, the style of the car, especially while you're driving, 2017 Ford GT, you get super good handling. It's very nippy is what I would say. You get excellent traction. Top speed isn't super high. It's good enough. It's 125.5 miles an hour. Doesn't have the fastest acceleration in the game, so it's high performance, really cool aesthetic appeal, great control in the corners, and I would just say it's very balanced because overall it's pretty lightweight. This is a vehicle you can get for 40% off this week, so it's only going to cost you $1,050,000 if you're interested in picking it up. All of these vehicles that are featured here, they're discounted this week, so you know, you can't get them on in-game websites. They're limited time vehicles. This is where you have to come. You have to come to Simeon's to pick them up. Here we have the Invitero Coquette Blackfin, 40% off, limited time vehicle, great acceleration, solid top speed. Handling is going to surpass many other muscle cars in the game. It's not going to be the fastest, and also, you know, if you want to navigate tight corners and stuff like that, this is definitely the vehicle to do so. You have a great engine sound with this, and it's also based on a mix of cars like the 1956 and 57, as well as 61 and 62 Chevrolet Corvette, the Nash Healey, as well as the Austin Healey 3000. At 40% off, it's only going to cost you $417,000. Next up, the Bravado Verlier, also 40% off. This is a very high top speed vehicle as well. The handling is pretty responsive. You can take sharp corners really well, no issues there at all. You don't really lose speed or have to slow down. It has awful crash deformation though. If you crash, even with armor upgrades, expect some performance impacts here. Has a really good engine sound as well, as based off the Wiseman GTMF5 plus the TVR Sagaris. I think overall, in terms of the vehicles here, this is the most visually and audibly appealing vehicle that we have here. So if you do want to pick this one up on discount, $417,000 as well. We can move on to the legendary Overflawed Entity XF. This is an OG supercar here in GTA Online that unfortunately was removed for purchase from Legendary Motorsport, but you get rapid acceleration, super high top speed of 125 miles an hour. Still competitive, even among newer vehicles. It's just, you know, an OG. It's got excellent handling, grip, responsive steering. Still not like an absolute top choice in races, but it still can hang in there is what I'm trying to say. The only downside is you get basically no customization options, and at 40% off, I mean, look at the price, $477,000. You have to pick it up. And then lastly, the Canis Seminole Frontier. If you want a good off-roader, this is it for you. This is a very dependable SUV, great off-roading capabilities, super good durability. Top speed is only 100 miles an hour, which sucks, and it's 4-speed, but it is all-wheel drive. That's great. Based on a second-gen Jeep Cherokee, so I love it here. If you put it in red, it just looks unbelievable. You know, you don't have the highest ground clearance, but still it can be a rock crawler if you want it to be, and it's just very stable. That's why it's a good off-roader. So if you're an adventure seeker and you love taking vehicles up north, this is definitely one for you. At 40% off, it's only going to cost you $428,460 this week. Here at the salvage yard for this week, let's talk about the vehicle robberies. None of these are claimable, as you can see, but we'll start off with this Anis Urus here. This is a mid-range vehicle for the week. You could steal it as part of the podium robbery. Next up, this Invitero Coquette Blackfin. You could steal it as part of the McToney robbery. And then this Obey Omnis. All of these are mid-range vehicles, by the way. The Obey Omnis here is featured in the Duggan robbery. If y'all are watching the video today on Thursday, July the 31st of 2025, well, of course, you can find the gun van out here in the North Chumash location. I'll zoom into the map right now. It's just north of Fort Zancudo over here. And when it comes to the gun van stock and selection, we have the stun gun featured here first, which is actually 30% off for everyone in the game. The combat shotgun is going to be 40% off for GTA Plus members this week. We also have featured here the compact EMP launcher, the minigun, the heavy revolver, which you can upgrade to Mark II, by the way, as well as the knife. And when it comes to the throwables, we also have Molotovs for this week, so that's great. Thank you all so much for watching. We are going to be wrapping things up right here, so drop a like if you guys did go on to enjoy today's video, or if you just found the information helpful. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and you want to see more GTA Online content like this. Of course, you can feel free to check me out over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, specifically twitch.tv/hazardoushdtv for GTA Online money grinding live streams. I read chat all the time. You can also feel free to check out my YouTube shorts and TikToks. I post 2 of those short form rapid fire GTA Online tips, tricks, news, content, updates, tutorials, guides, leaks, and more 2 times a day, every single day. So if you want some short form content and you're not really a fan of the long form, because I definitely post some longer videos, well, those will be there for you as well. Have a fantastic day. I will see you guys tomorrow with a weekly update guide talking about all the money bonuses and how you can best take advantage of them. That being said, have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios, amigos.